Former Foreigner singer Lou Gramm says that greed was the reason he wasn't listed as one of the songwriters for the band's smash hit song, I Want to Know What Love Is. The power ballad, which is credited solely to Foreigner's founding guitarist Mick Jones, was released in November 1984 as the lead single from the group's fifth album, Agent Provocateur. Gramm discussed his supposed lack of contribution to the track during a brand new interview with The Session. Speaking about his involvement with I Want to Know What Love Is and another Foreigner smash hit, 1981's Waiting for a Girl Like You, he said,
I did help co-write them, although I didn't get any credit for I Want to Know What Love Is. You know, I've always loved writing melodies and lyrics. I liked working on arrangements and everything too. And he was the master of arrangements. And you know, so we crafted both of those songs together. Extremely proud of both of them. You know, so after we would record an album, Mick and I would sit down and we'd run down the list of the songs, and he would say, what do you think you want on this song? You know, and I would say, I think this one I contributed quite a bit. I would ask for about 40%, you know, and he said, that's fine, you know. And there were a lot of songs like Hot Blooded and things like that where it was 50-50, a lot of songs. Wow. And Waiting for a Girl, you know, he really wrote most of that, but I had a good part of that too. I think that was 65-30, and then Ian MacDonald had a little piece of that too. I was fine with that. But then I Want to Know What Love Is, the two of us, he had a home in Bedford Hills. His home was about 15 minutes from my home in Katona. So I would drive over to his house and we would work on that song. There'd be moments where it was just magic, and then we hit our head on something creatively that we couldn't get to the next point, you know. And so we'd almost have to put the song away for a couple of weeks and come back to it again, you know. I felt we had worked our tails off to make that song what it is, you know. And at the end of that album, when it was time to decide what the percentages were, you know, I wrote down what I thought it should be, and he'd write down what he thought it should be. I think I wrote down 65-35, you know, 35 for me, 65 for him. And I opened a little piece of paper that what he thought it was, and he wrote down 95-5. And I was so stunned and crushed that he think I contributed next to nothing to that song. And here's another one for you. He was working with the choir in one studio while we were recording that song. I was in another studio with an engineer singing the lead vocals. Okay, I did them by myself. I did all the ad libs. I did all the emotional little nuances and stuff, you know. And usually when I'd sing the lead to a song, especially a song as potentially as important as that one, he was right in the control room, commenting on every line. This could be better. That you could do that. You could do this. You know, I did the whole thing myself while he was working with the choir, and that ended up being the lead vocal. I don't even remember him saying "Good job, Lou," but that was the lead vocal. And you know, I thought that was a pretty serious accomplishment for me to only to be denigrated to an offer of 5%. That put a wedge in us. That was the beginning of the end. After it was recorded, we would discuss who put what into the song, and here's what the split should be. And for the most part, we were always within 5 or 10%, and we'd iron it out, you know. I said 65-35, 65 to him, 35 to me, and he comes back with 95-5. I should get 25 just for the vocal performance.
Right.
All I could think of was greed. It was an awesome song. We all knew it was going to be a smash. This was his chance to step on me. And you know what I told him after 95 and 5? I says, 5, Mick, I says, you should just keep it all. And he did. He didn't say, no, Lou, no, please, let's work on it. Let's do. I said, Mick, you should just keep 5% for me after all the work I did on this song. I says, you should just keep it all. And he didn't say anything. He just kept it all.
Interesting.
And do you know the millions and millions that song has brought in over the years? It's been covered by at least 3 or 4 artists who have gone to #1 with that song.
Gramm was the voice on Foreigner's biggest hits, including Feels Like the First Time and Cold as Ice, from the band's eponymous debut in 1977, and later songs like Hot Blooded and I Want to Know What Love Is. The 72-year-old Gramm left Foreigner for good in 2002 and has battled health issues in recent years, including the removal of a non-cancerous tumor. He told the Democrat and Chronicle in 2018 that he was planning to retire, but still reunited with Foreigner for several shows that year to celebrate the band's 40th anniversary. Foreigner replaced Gramm with Kelly Hansen in 2005. Jones, the only remaining original member of Foreigner, suffered from some health issues beginning in 2011, eventually resulting in heart surgery in 2012. Foreigner are currently on tour with Whitesnake in Europe, with Whitesnake being on their farewell tour.
Thank you for tuning in, and please hit that like button, it's appreciated. Make sure that you subscribe for more rock-related content.